It's an unbelievable day for the Indiana Fever. Another step for our franchise, again, to make this the best franchise in the world.
The WNBA is buzzing with excitement and perhaps a little panic as the Indiana Fever unveils a groundbreaking plan to solidify Caitlyn Clark as the league's ultimate superstar by 2025. But it's not just Clark who stands to shine. Players like Sada Sabali, Kelsey Mitchell, and Aaliyah Boston are poised to benefit from what can only be described as a franchise-defining $78 million investment. This is not just a step forward for the Fever. It's a leap into uncharted territory for the WNBA.
So the Indiana Fever announced that they're going to open a new practice facility coming up before the 2027 season, but they're going to get their own facility now. And they showed the mock-ups online, and it's as you would expect, right? It's going to be state-of-the-art. It's going to be awesome.
The Fever's strategy centers on one name, Caitlyn Clark. From the moment she stepped onto the court, Clark has redefined what it means to be a franchise player. Her ability to carry teams to success has already made her a household name, and now Indiana is matching the energy with an all-in approach. They're not just betting on her. They're crafting an entire legacy around her, ensuring Clark becomes the face of not just the Fever, but the league itself.
As the CEO of Pacer Sports Entertainment, I couldn't be more excited for both our men's and our women's teams to have their own standalone practice facilities. I think it's expanding our campus in a great way. It's providing them everything they need to have the best performance that they can on the court. And I think it's absolutely the right time to do.
While the Fever builds their empire, some notable players like Aya Wilson and Angel Reese have seemingly wasted their time, throwing shade at Clark instead of leveling up their own games. Meanwhile, Indiana Fever has been hard at work, constructing a dynasty. Their secret weapon? An enormous $78 million investment into a state-of-the-art training facility spanning 108,000 square feet. The largest of its kind in the WNBA and even outshining several NBA facilities. This new facility, set to open in 2027, is a testament to the Fever's refusal to remain an afterthought in the league.
From all of the weight and conditioning equipment, obviously we'll have 2 full-size courts. It'll be available 24/7 for them to come and utilize it, but also just the best in recovery, the best in mental health, places for them to be able to also record content, podcasts, and other things that they may have to go off-site and waste time doing things like that. So they can really maximize their time spent focusing on their performance and not on other things.
At the center of this transformation is Caitlyn Clark, a once-in-a-generation talent who can turn any franchise into a championship contender. Clark isn't just about scoring. She's about redefining what leadership looks like on and off the court. Indiana Fever is sparing no effort to surround her with the tools, resources, and teammates she needs to thrive. The new facility isn't just about physical training. It's a statement. With 2 full-size courts, cutting-edge recovery areas, infrared therapy rooms, mental health support, and even perks like a podcast studio and nail salon, it's a player's dream come true. The Fever are setting the gold standard for how athletes should be treated.
This is going to be the best in class when it comes to a women's professional training facility. And not just the day that it opens. We're going to set this up and think about this as the best in class.
The Fever's vision extends beyond infrastructure. They're crafting a roster to rival any in WNBA history. Aaliyah Boston, a dominant presence in the paint, and Kelsey Mitchell, a scoring powerhouse, are already locked in. But the Fever have their eyes set on big names like Sada Sabali and Gabby Williams, aiming to build a lineup that doesn't just win games. It dominates entire seasons. This isn't just about forming a team. It's about building a dynasty.
Oh, we finally got the news that we expected to hear all along for Kelsey Mitchell. We finally got the news, and it is that Kelsey Mitchell of the Indiana Fever has received the core designation. Yes, Kelsey Mitchell has been cored by the Indiana Fever.
Take Kelsey Mitchell as an example of the Fever's commitment. Awarded a 1-year Supermax contract worth nearly $250,000, Mitchell has become a cornerstone of the team. Her 19.3 points per game last season cemented her as one of the league's elite, and the Fever have made it clear they're ready to back her talent with the resources she deserves. And then there's Sada Sabally, who left Dallas and became Indiana's top target. Sabally's 2024 stats: 18.6 points, 8.1 rebounds, and 4.4 assists per game make her a perfect fit alongside Clark. With $650,000 in cap space, the Fever have the financial flexibility to secure Sabally and still bring in another game-changing player.
Also, you're one of the top free agents this year. So, I mean, do you have any ideas of what you might prioritize, or do you plan to stay in Dallas next season?
Yeah, I mean, I've already communicated with Dallas how grateful I am because they've made this a home for me for the past years, and I'm working with them together and finding a next home for me because I've already played my last game in Dallas.
Gabby Williams, another rumored target, offers the versatility and championship experience Indiana craves. Her ability to score in clutch moments, defend against top players, and adapt to any role makes her an ideal addition to this rapidly evolving team. Adding Williams would solidify Indiana's depth and further cement their status as championship contenders.
Quality depth is going to be important. You know, when you have a core three like we have, surrounding them with players who are going to, fill the roles, certainly, first and foremost, who are going to embrace the roles, secondly, and who give us the best opportunities for success by complementing what they do really, really well.
Caitlyn Clark has already transformed the Fever into the WNBA's most talked about team. Since her arrival, attendance has skyrocketed fourfold. On the court, her vision and precision have elevated her teammates' performances, making them look like all-stars. Her chemistry with Aaliyah Boston, who dominates the paint, has created one of the most dangerous duos in the league. Add Kelsey Mitchell to the mix, and you have a lineup that is already terrifying opponents. Now imagine introducing Sabally to form a Fab Four, scoring, defense, playmaking, and leadership all in one roster. This isn't just a team. It's the blueprint for sustained excellence.
As I've said, there's no reason why Kelsey Mitchell wouldn't want to play with the Fever. And we've, basically seen the Fever posting about Kelsey Mitchell everywhere. So it's not like it's something that is unlikely, but it is going to be huge. And at this stage, it's like trust the process. It's trust the organization.
Behind the scenes, Keith Porter, the Fever's player development coach, has made it his mission to turn Clark into an unstoppable force. From extending her shooting range to refining her ball handling skills, Porter's tailored approach ensures Clark stays ahead of the competition. His work with Clark is part of a broader strategy that focuses on adaptability, making sure she's always ready to counter any defensive scheme thrown her way.
It's like my family. Everybody's like, how's Caitlyn? How's Caitlyn? The first thing I tell everybody super cool about her is being so young, right? Being 22. Being so young, but also being so mature, right? And it's the weirdest thing because it's like almost you forget who she is because of how relaxed and reserved she is as a person. So it's until you go somewhere, you're like, oh my God, the entire world wants to see you, right?
The Fever aren't just building for the present. They're constructing a long-term dynasty. Aaliyah Boston's rookie deal runs through 2027, perfectly aligning with the opening of their new $78 million facility. Caitlyn Clark's contract stretches to 2028, giving Indiana a stable foundation for years of dominance. WNBA legend Lisa Leslie even praised the Fever's investment, calling it a game-changer for women's sports. This isn't just a facility. It's a vision for the future of the league.
The MVP, Caitlyn, on the rise. And
absolutely.
I think she's ready for that. She was already top 3-4 in voting last season.
Mm-hmm.
She's right there.
She's right there.
The Fever's bold moves are creating ripple effects across the WNBA. Teams like the Connecticut Sun, where players share practice courts with birthday parties, now have to rethink their priorities. Indiana's commitment to excellence is setting a new benchmark for the league, forcing others to catch up or risk falling behind. With Caitlyn Clark as the centerpiece, The Fever aren't just planning to win games. They're planning to change the league forever. They're not just building a team, they're building a legacy. If the rest of the WNBA isn't paying attention, they're already behind. The Indiana Fever are here to dominate, and they're not waiting for anyone.
So you like being a two-way player, like you like playing both ends.
I do. I really do.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Is that always been like that?
No.
No, you just started to enjoy
Yeah. I feel like I just